What's something small you can start doing today to better yourself? Be aware of the narratives we make up in our heads that only cause distress or anger. An example of what I mean: my friend hasn't texted me for 3 days. She must be growing tired of our friendship. More likely is that your friend is simply busy. I've been waiting on someone to respond to a text for the last 4 hours, and you can't imagine how much better you just made me feel. Thank you. One of the bigger things my therapist helped me realize is that I'm not the reason someone else is acting a certain way. I am not the source of their anger and frustration, so I shouldn't take their actions personally. It helps to disassociate yourself from what's happening to them. There's usually a reason why someone is doing something, and it helps to understand that you aren't the reason. Cleaning your surroundings. Every time I've gotten out of my deepest state of depression, it started with doing the dishes or laundry. It's really remarkable how much a clean floor and freshly laundered sheets can improve your state of mind. Donating, throwing out, selling old stuff you no longer use. Also, cleaning out your fridge. Just cleaned out my fridge. Turns out I had 5 jars of pickles and no real food. Also, lots and lots of sauce. We've all been there. I cleaned my room for the first time in 6 months yesterday, and honestly a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders and I feel so much happier. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I start every day by making our bed. It sounds like a dumb little thing that your mom would tell you to do just because, but it's a little routine that just resets one thing, and makes it easier to fall into bed if you don't have to sort out covers at night. Quote, if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. Add Monsieur William H. McRaven. Making the habit to show gratitude for the small things in life. That alone is one of the best things you can do for yourself. Kurzgesagt made a video about it. You almost got it right. I'm impressed. Smiley face. It's written Kurzgesagt, smiling face with smiling eyes. Drink more water, less soda. Yes. And I save so much money too, especially when eating out. Some sodas or lemonades can cost like $3 minus $5. Water is free. Free water depends on where you live. Eating right, exercising more, and drinking a lot more water. I've been working out consistently for 3 months because of something my roommate told me. Work out for at least 30 minutes a week, then eventually you'll build a habit and start going for longer. People often stop eating right or working out because they want quick results, but it takes a lot of time, patience, and smart choices. Did you get good results after working out for 3 months? Forgive yourself for not starting yesterday, but also don't procrastinate and start today. Here, monsieur. How about tomorrow? Allocate time more directly to maintenance of my body and home. I lost 100 pounds this year, all due to diet. I could be a lot healthier if I added 30 minutes of exercise. Then there's my house. After I lost my wife, I had a lot of trouble motivating myself to clean, and now certain rooms are really needing it. If I could allocate even just an hour a day to it, I would eventually be able to get back to regular maintenance rather than feeling helpless every time I open the door to one of those rooms. Lastly, reading. I desperately want to get back into it, and I've succeeded a couple times and loved it. But college broke my spirit of habitual reading, and I'm not sure how to get it back. An hour is a lot. Start with 15 minutes, not more, even if you think you are in the flow to do more. Just 15 minutes every day. That way you learn that using just a few minutes has a lot of impact. Set a date in your calendar for those 15 minutes. For example, right after you come home so you don't have to get up to do that. Edit. I'd like to elaborate on why you shouldn't do more than those 15 minutes. If you find yourself doing 2 hours, then the next time you face the problem you will think it is going to take 2 hours, and don't start it. I trick myself into cleaning by turning on some dancey music and see how much I can get done by the end of the song. Sometimes it turns into a few songs. Start writing your goals every day and start checking them off whenever you completed them. Monsieur. All my to-do lists start with make to-do list, so I can cross that off immediately and feel good about myself. Go for a walk, even just a short one. I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome a few years ago, and I could barely get out of bed, but I forced myself to walk first to my mailbox, then the end of my street and beyond. It may not seem like much, but I promise it can make a huge difference. Sadly, CFS isn't just fatigue, that's just the tip of the iceberg. You wouldn't call dementia chronic forgetfulness. For me, sadly, it's mostly mental, with a bit of PMS. This disease sucks balls. It's ruining my life, and has done for the past 5 years. I wish you luck with remission, and if you ever need a shoulder, CFS is at your fingertips. Much love, homie and Lieutenant. 3. Do something a little bit. Work out a little bit, so you can be just a bit stronger. Eat a little more healthy, so you can be a bit healthier. Always improve on something at least a little bit every day, and in the long run, you'll be doing great. No more 0 days. I on Reddit made a awesome post about this. Get a haircut. Simple but effective. When I start to need a haircut, I wait until I'm having a particularly rough day, because a haircut just picks me up so much and makes me feel good. Having someone else shampoo your hair is so relaxing. Be actively kind to yourself. What did you do today that was great? Cherish it. On the other hand, when you're good at being kind to you, take the next step. What did you do today that you want to do differently tomorrow? Next time, just make sure you're not too kind to yourself, because that road usually leads to self-pity and sadness. Make sure you try to improve and do something, even some little things. Then be kind to yourself. I feel like self-pity and sadness follow after not being too kind to yourself, getting hung up on all the things you didn't do instead of shifting the focus towards what you did do. Most people hold themselves to different standards as they do to others. I do the same, unfortunately. I tend to appreciate others on what they have done, while I feel bad about what I did not do during that same time period. If I'm in a team and everyone has done the same amount of work in one day, I'll walk away with a net worse feeling about myself compared to my appreciation of others. This is something I am working on, by trying to do what the top comment mentioned. If you're depressed, try to make every day a no-zero day. In other words, no matter how small an activity, you do something productive every day. It can be as small as taking the trash out or washing a dish. For me, I've found just doing something like that starts to snowball, even if it's just 10 minutes of activity, and then I have a clean sink and dishes drying and no bags of trash sitting there smelling up the place, and then it can inspire heavier tasks or not, but at least you did something. Start thinking in long-term, medium-term and short-term strategies. You can break the long-term plan down into medium-term plans, and the medium-term plans into short-term plans. What do you need to be doing today to get you to where you want to be next week, next month, next year? Once you've got that in mind, and you get into the habit of taking manageable bites out of your life goals, it becomes a lot easier to achieve what you want. The advice I always give relates to writing a novel. A novel is 90,000 words, give or take. If you write 250 words a day, every day, you'll have the first draft of that book you've had rattling around inside your head on paper by the end of 2020. If that seems daunting, well, this comment is 210 words long. It took me less than 5 minutes to type up, and I'm only, 40 words away from being on target. How many Reddit comments do you write in a day? How many Facebook updates? How many tweets? A little amount of sustained effort is the best way to get where you want to be. That's a really amazing breakdown, thank you. I know it's meant to be a metaphor for doing anything in your life, but I actually do want to write a novel. Haha. So this is awesome. Set a goal for the day, even just a small one, and celebrate a little when you achieve it. A little bit better every day. I aim to do at least one thing every day that will have a positive impact on future me, regardless of how small that thing is. This also forms part of my simple end-of-day reflection. 1. What did I do well today? Well done for achieving this. 2. What didn't I do well on today? How I can learn from this to improve in the future. Do 10 minutes exercises in the morning and a cold shower after it. Take back your cold frozen words. I will not have that food around me. If you're sitting on a couch, desk chair, or lying down, and you get up to go to the bathroom or kitchen, take something with you. The 2 emoji water bottles near your bedside, or the dirty dish on your coffee table. Knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. Read books, and if you're bored to read books or lack the time, then educational YouTube videos. There are thousands of really good channels out there that truly help you understand yourself and understand the world better. My favorite suggestions: TED, Academy of Ideas, School of Life, Real Life Law, Science Insider, Animalogic, Kurzgesagt. In a nutshell, meditate. I'm gonna do this right now and start bettering myself. I've tried but can't get into it. I hate all that breathing. Except, you know, to live. Meditation is essentially focusing your attention on one thing. That thing can be your breath, and this is a very popular form of meditation, but it doesn't have to be. You can also repeat a simple word or phrase that is calming or centering for you. Use visualization, focus on sensations in your body, and more. What makes it meditation is 1. Single point of focus. 2. When your attention wanders, gently bring it back to the point of focus. Source: I'm a meditation teacher, smiley face. Taking cold showers. Hear me out for a second. I originally did this just as a stupid bet, but I never in a million years thought it would change me so much. Not only does your physical health change, but I felt so much more awake mentally, and just had a better general overall mood and a state of mind. Definitely would recommend to everyone. Edit: reworded a sentence. It sucks initially, it definitely improves the mood. Step in 6/10, step out 8/10. You sit in the shower for 2 days straight, add reading a book to your daily routine, on the train to work, or in bed before sleepy times. Helps you to relax, increases your vocab, and gives you something to talk to others about. Don't be afraid to use the Kindle, Libby or Apple Books app on your phone. They have dark mode. You can tap for definitions, and they're always with you. Feed Kindle or Libby with free linearly loans. Reading on the phone gets a bad rep, but it's a great way to actually read if you're normally an idle scroller in your free time. Bonus points if you put the reading apps icon where the Facebook or Reddit app usually lives. Oral hygiene. Gotta be more consistent when it comes to flossing. Small acts of kindness. Lots of data to show that a few small acts can make a huge difference to your own well-being, and hopefully to those people around you. And it really doesn't have to be anything big. Holding a door open, noticing and complimenting other people's efforts, letting someone moan to you, inquiring about someone's weekend even when it bores you to hear their answer, all counts. There's also the obvious bringing in cakes and biscuits to work, giving small gifts, etc. I'm still pretty terrible at it, but I notice the little kick of happiness I get when I remember to take an extra second to help someone else's day out.